7 Arsenal players absent from Burnley training pictures as returning Loney spotted. Arsenal have released training pictures from Thursday's session at London Colney as the Premier League leaders and Champions League finalists prepare for Monday's visit of Burnley. Arsenal are ramping up preparations for Monday's final Premier League home game of the season as Burnley visit the Emirates Stadium. The Gunners have had a full week to prepare for the contest, and the crux of the squad were handed several days' rest following last Sunday's crucial victory and relegation-threatened West Ham. It appears Mikel Arteta is still protecting a number of key stars, however, as 3 notable players were absent from Thursday's session on the grass. Bukayosaka, William Saliba and captain Martinodegaard were not involved, though it's understood they were all inside doing gym work. Odegaard was pictured in the club's training gallery, working away indoors following his decisive cameo from the bench at the London Stadium. Kepa Arrizabalaga wasn't spotted in the pictures either, but that isn't uncommon, as Arsenal's goalkeepers usually conduct the bulk of their training away from the main group. The other absentees were largely expected: Jurrien Timber, Mikel Merino and Ben White, who picked up a serious knee injury last weekend that ended his season prematurely. A number of youngsters were involved in training, including young midfielder Louis Copley, who just helped Crawley Town avoid relegation from League Two to the National League. Instead of finishing for summer, it seems Copley will be involved in first-team training, where required, as he looks to gain some valuable experience. Molly Samen and Ife Ibrahim were also present to help bolster the numbers, and Samen is expected to remain involved with the first team for the remainder of the season. In more positive news, Riccardo Calafiori was able to train after he was forced off at half-time at West Ham with an injury problem. Arteta declared in his press conference before the session that he did not know whether the Italian would be ready to train. The Spaniard also revealed Arsenal were working to get Timber back in time to feature in the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. "We're going to try to get him available as quickly as possible, but he's obviously been out now for a while, unfortunately. He's such an important player for us, we all know that. He's doing everything that he possibly can to help the team in any capacity. His leadership, his quality, and how much the team needs him. There is a chance, but how big that chance is, I cannot tell you. I'm being completely honest. He's going to try to do everything he can to convert the chance as high as possible in the shortest possible period." Every word Mikel Arteta said on Arsenal vs Burnley, Timber return, Calafiori and team bus event. Here is every word Mikel Arteta said during his pre-match press conference ahead of Arsenal's clash with Burnley. Mikel Arteta spoke to the media ahead of Arsenal's huge final home game of the season against Burnley. The Gunners can put the pressure on Manchester City, who then must beat Bournemouth on the following night to prevent handing the league title to their rivals. Arteta provided the latest updates on Jurrien Timber, Ben White, Riccardo Calafiori and Mikel Merino. He also reacted to City's win over Crystal Palace, which makes any title lift at the Emirates Stadium now impossible. There are expected to be more fan scenes ahead of the game too, similar to those seen before the win over Atletico Madrid. Arteta gave his insights on the experience of seeing that, and how his staff reacted to. "Nothing. We focus just on the things that are in our hands, which is to prepare in the best possible way to beat Burnley, that's it. Not much at the moment. We still have a few days till Monday. So we'll have to wait and see how certain players evolve, and whether they're available or not for the game. Again, I'm sorry. We're not thinking about that type of thing. The only focus is on Burnley and winning that game. That's the things that we can control. Well, the team is really present. It's just living the moment. It's emotionally at a really good state, I think. The energy level is the right one. We have most players available now. Okay, we lost Ben the other day, but the other ones are coming back as well. Everybody is so enthusiastic and so positive about the way that we can finish the season. First of all, you have to have the right to win the game. If I make a difference with more goals, that's obviously even better. We're all playing very tough matches. We had a very tough match against West Ham, and we managed to win it. It was a great feeling, but we know ideally that scoring goals is going to be important. The reaction from our side was extremely positive because we were so happy with the outcome and the fact that we won the game. It was such an important game for us as well. We had a really intense week as well with the semi-final of the Champions League. In relation to the reaction, I haven't seen any of that. I'm sorry, I'm very consistent on that since July to now. I think it's very clear. I think anyone who has played football knows this discussion about the decision. I'm glad they took the right one. We have to wait and see. It looks like a long-term injury. At the moment, the focus is that we can have him back to be available for Arsenal. That's not going to happen in many weeks. We need to look at alternatives. The two players that we have there are not available at the moment. We need to look and do something else. The good thing is that we have experienced that all over the pitch this season. When we had issues, normally, they've been in the same positions as well. We have managed to find the right level of performance and consistency. I'm sure we will do that. I think it's part of the narrative. There are various options, and this could be one of those. It's a factor that is important from the start of the season. We know that the difference is so small. If you can make that difference bigger in your favor, obviously, it can be important. It's the schedule that we have. Obviously, it's been extremely demanding from the beginning. I think the team has coped with that in a really fantastic way. This is now our choice. We have the opportunity in front of our supporters. It's going to be a Monday night. Let's take it in a really positive way. I think we lived something incredible with our supporters against Atletico. If we can replicate any of that, I know that the team is going to respond very well. No, we don't know whether he's going to be available now. We still have days ahead. Hopefully, it's nothing serious, but we'll have to wait and see how he reacts. There are different options in relation to the opponent as well, and the things that we want to do with sets and plays. But we need to be open to that, not only to one, but to 2 or 3 options. Because games can vary, players can pick an injury, I don't know. We need to be flexible on that, and really think about that option. Probably the capacity to adapt to very difficult and demanding circumstances and still perform, and win the amount of games that we've done. The last few years have been different. I think we've been in both positions. It's what it is. I think the fact that we've been at the top for a long time shows the level of consistency and how well the team has done to stay there in this league. It's what we are now, more than ever. Obviously, we want to finish in that position, and that's what we're trying to do. I loved it. I think all the players loved it. I think it builds an energy connection with them that we haven't experienced before. The whole preparation and the whole atmosphere showed that the level of meaning was higher, and the level of implication and desire and passion from our supporters was different as well. It really helps.